All right, lesson 61. We've done everything in this book. And if you think back to when we started out, like page 17 is a whole note, learning a whole note. And then on page 113, you have whole notes, but you're playing the can-can. So the progress has been made. You've learned lots of good things, but I want to take this time to just explain a couple things. You no longer have hand positions where C position, F position, G position, D position, E position. There isn't really that in your music anymore. If you think back to the last song you did, Amazing Grace or The Entertainer, let's look at Amazing Grace. Your hand is moving and it needs to be flexible, not in this manner, but sometimes you're going to reach notes that are wide apart, sometimes you're going to have notes that are right next to each other, and you need to be fluent now that all 88 keys on a piano have a specific spot on the music where they are notated. So remember, the ledger lines are the lines above and below the staff, so we can tell how far those notes are apart or which notes they are. So the ledger line below the treble clef staff, one ledger line below the treble clef staff, is always going to be middle C or C sharp or C flat, but it's going to be a C. It's going to be middle C or right around there if it's a C sharp, but it will never be this C when you see the ledger line below the treble clef staff written, because this C is the third space of the treble clef staff, and this C is two ledger lines above the treble clef, and this C is higher again, and this C is higher again. So all 88 keys have a specific spot. So through playing more challenging pieces and practicing, you're going to get better at identifying where all of these different notes are. And it takes time, but it's fun to play a piece that has your hands moving all over the place. Because when you start that slow and you're memorizing the muscle memories of where to go, what to press, it's a challenge. But then to get it at tempo and be able to crank out, depends on what you're into. Maybe you want to play a Coldplay song, maybe you want to play Rachmaninoff, or you like the Bach Inventions, or you really enjoy playing Bob Dylan folk tune. Anything you want to play is great, but just remember that all notes on the page have a specific note on the piano that they are associated with. All right, you made it. You made it all the way through. You did all 60 lessons. Thank you. Where do you go from here? Well, my opinion is wherever you want. Do you have to go to level 2, Alfred's Basic Adult Piano? No, you don't have to. You know the basics. You understand your quarter notes, half notes, whole notes, eighth notes, triplets. There's still more rhythms to learn. There's more theory to learn. There's vast amounts of information out there. But where you go from here is solely up to you. It's whatever you want to do. What will make you happy? What will fulfill your musical desires? So, could you go to level 2? Yeah. But if you look at the bottom of the blues stuff we were doing on page 109 or 108, it says this and the next page are from Alfred's Jazz Rock Adult Course, number 3134 by Bert Conowitz. You could order that if this stuff interested you. You could go to classical stuff. There's tons of beginner books for classical repertoire. You could do some Bach, some Mozart, some Beethoven. It's going to be challenging. You're going to have rhythms you haven't done. You're going to have to draw the lines like we've done in some of the lessons, saying, okay, this lines up on the downbeat of 1, this is on the and of 1, this is on 2, this comes on the and of 2. And when you get to 16th notes, that's broken up a quarter note into 4. So that's, instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and, it's 1 E and a 2 E and a, you add E and a. So 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1, 2, that's this fast, 3, 4. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 8th notes, and then 16ths. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. So there's the sky's the limit. You can do whatever you want now. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out. I'm happy to answer them. Play something that makes you happy. The whole reason we play an instrument is because we want to feel the enjoyment, and music is about that enjoyment. So do whatever you want. Thank you.